early work, there was no question I was seduced by the beauty of the material, like we all were. I had to learn from my material through the process and my own personal growth what this stuff meant to me.
The origin of Ellsworth's forms are routed in ceramic pots, but have never been limited to these designs. Instead, they speak clearly and directly about the medium of wood, in such a way that each piece could be made from no other material. As a sculptor, each piece is designed to be a one-of-a-kind and in direct response to what he sees in the raw wood. Ellsworth's dynamics are both explosive and sensitive to the situation at hand, whether at leisure at the local pub or masterfully creating a piece at the lathe.
Think of woodworking as an extractive process.
Okay.
In other words, if you start from the tree and you go to a vessel or you go to veneer or whatever to make furniture, you're constantly reducing the tree, removing a little bit and learning each step along the way. So what I'm doing here is starting either with a raw log or a burl or whatever material I select, and then I use the gouge with the long edge to rough out quickly the material so I can learn more about it and establish the parameters of height and diameter and etc. And as I'm doing that, I'm stopping and checking the material and seeing things that emerge that I might be looking for, I might have anticipated, or that might surprise me along the way.
Uh-huh.
And I'll favor in those factors in order to develop the form. Once the form begins to take shape, then I begin to refine it with the shearing cuts. But I'm not going to the material with a specific design in mind. I let it happen as an interactive process. So in that respect, it's a great joy because I'm not limited to what I already know. I'm adding to my knowledge and experience as I go along.
I know that form is a real important aspect of your work. I didn't realize that you didn't come to the piece of wood without that form in mind. So that the interior of the wood really dictates a lot of where you're going to go with that piece.
It definitely has a lot to do with it. Sure, it's, wood has its own glaze on it, and I want to be able to respond to that. I don't want to overpower the wood with technique, although it may appear that with the large cuts. But the large cuts get me or allow me to get to a better understanding of the material. And if there's something in there that is responding back to me, I don't want to overlook it, or I will feel like I'm overpowering the process.
What's the new series that you're working on?
Well, I'm going to revisit the Solstice series again. These are the pieces that were painted and burned and that were fundamentally not bowls, they were not vessels, they were sculptural form. I would like to revisit that series again 10 years after the first series.